travel in Tokyo is already rapidly developing. Yearly overseas guest arrivals to Japan trebled in the year of 2013 to 2018 to above 31 millionth, in about 10 millionth break in Tokyo. How's imaginary to top 40 millionth in 2020. Largest of those will be of rugby football heartlands, the UK Isles, France, Australia, New Zealand and Southward Africa. The organizers include pledged how all the fundamentals for an breathtaking and hospitable expertise are in location, in 13,000 voluntary, lot in British language skills, on brush on matchstick days. Except Japan is game, regional pubs, named as izakayas, are more than potential to be observer the peak of the baseball game, time of year or kind shows on TV rather than rugby football. Both of our manufacturing efforts to goal overseas visitors and regional sport fans in promotions and blower theme areas in their stick and hotels to look dwell broadcasts of the matches. Which I largest weight is how we will include lot foreigners who know pub civilization, since it's initially their civilization, and they delight conversation and observer sport, says Tsuyoshi Ota, CEO of Nave. Time the kind of sports is increasing in the nation, and Japan's domestic crew, named as This Courageous Blossoms, toothed a enormous win in the competition versus Southward African 4 persons year back, it yet remnant alcove. I believe original inhabitants will discover thing big is departure on in September vision so lot foreigners and they will offer foreigners a hot welcome. I don't believe largest regional human beings understand how so lot human beings are upcoming to Japan for the Rugby Football Planet Bowl, says Ota. Tokoite and sport fan Kensuke Tezuka as well thinks how one day the occasion gets departure the ambience and regional concern standard will changing. Japan human beings tend to be peaceful in everyday lifetime but we get merry and amiable in omatsuri, fest, occasions. I recall the 2002 Soccer Planet Bowl. Shibuya Cross was really vivid. The visitors go to Tokyo for a one-day in LA lifetime event, so they are natural agitated. They will ensure a large vibrating. Japan's by the government expects the Spartakiada impact will give about an additional 10 millionth visitors to the nation in 2020. It's an prospect to demonstrate Tokyo to the planet and the nation isn't take it easily. Over the year, the town's governor, Yuriko Koike, said the town was poised for drama changing. The year, 2019, will be key in manufacturing those games a successful and ushering in a new Tokyo, told Koike. Main developments now underway involve the Takanawa Goal, the at first new plant construct on Tokyo's key junior Yamanote boat train link with 1971, and is due to outdoor following year. Showing a steel and glass rooftop encouraged by conventional Japan origami, it's arranged among Tamaki and Shinagawa stations and was intended by designer Kengo Kuma, who is as well over the new domestic arena creature constructed for the 2020 Tokyo Games. The region about Shibuya plant is as well creature reworked as portion of a enormous much-year transformation to concrete it as the town's amusement, transportation and industry hub for many decades to go. The includes the new Shibuya Climb Box, a 230-gauge top blended-use skyline arranged immediately over Shibuya plant in home and outside surveillance decks. It's due to outdoor for industry November 1st. Else fervently expected discovery in the neighborhood is the Meiji Jingu Museum, as well by Kengo Kuma. Due to outdoor in deceased October, it sits following to Yoyogi Garden and is intended to mixture in its woody environment time demonstrating essential culture artifacts. Some changes of mention involve broad complementary Wi-Fi scope not fair in Tokyo but in the whole nation, inclusive 108 Shinkansen shot boat train stations. In regulation of Olympic sport activity, 30 events will be take location at 43 venues, in the quickly to be finished new domestic arena as the central element. Arranged on the website of the major arena for the 1964 Spartakiada, it's fair a few kilometers of areas of the town famous in overseas visitors such as Shibuya, Shinjuku, Ginza and Roppongi. On top of how, 10 social locations inclusive Yoyogi and Hibiya parks will speak events, time a group of 80,000 voluntary, lot of them British speaking, will manual visitors, importance, the town should be so produced. Visit sport, fans in tickets will as well discover by themselves close Tokyo Gulf. It's not a conventional visitor region, but one advanced for the Spartakiada and Paralympics. It will army 17 sport venues and the Olympic countryside, wherever hominoid micro-robots will, according to reports, be accessible to propose directions to neighboring accommodations and attractions. On to actual property services business CBRE, and further 30,000 in-rooms are forecasted to be accessible in Tokyo by 2020, compared to 2017, earning the full to about 120,000. Amongst the largest expected is the Okura Tokyo, that has fair newly opened next wide renovations how kicked off in 2015. The unique in Okura Tokyo major house outdoor in 1962 and rapidly became a world favorite by offer a mix of conventional Japan civilization in planet-class facility. Following 4 persons year of restoration job, it has newly opened as the Okura Tokyo and giving 508 opulence rooms in 2 buildings. More stringent requirements on original inhabitants looking lease replacement rooms in their homes, via sites such as Airbnb, and few budgeting in options in the town tool how planner and order as far in preliminary as probable is firmly informed. Time largest signboard in stations and on social transportation in the equity is already in Japan and British. The inflow will put more than blood pressure on the town's infrastructure facilities, especially the complete to bursting subway and some boat train channel, that visitors will be with fair love the town's commuters. But resist measures are creature plan, so Olympic spectators and wages men and office space lady dong ti do every sums travel though more than of a compress. For copy, one lead underway is hopeful business community to enable change, and teleworking by its employees, a conception yet difficult to overview in Japan's hard job civilization wherever employees plant several of the longest several hours in the planet. Independently of the capacity disruptions, Love Cab motorist Masaru Okano, are looking forward to Tokyo host these enormous events and the much longer-term changes to Tokyo how are anticipated. The 69-year-old has been training British, and several Korean, for the recent few years to ensure a superior facility to the increasing quantity of overseas visitors he finds in his cabin. While I offer them a trip, I ever ask wherever they came of and I try to welcome them in their tongue, he says. Possessing more than overseas visitors each year, human beings in Japan are received friendlier to them. Human beings no main British. A lot of signs on the subways are in British, China and Korean. Advantage down there are smartphone apps. Down there's no requirement to worry about. The events might reason traffic issues for the way and social transport, but it should be penalty.